guys, it's Channon Rose, and in today's video, I am going to be talking about how one of my roommates got me arrested. Time for another story time video. Just think like we're in our pajamas, we're having a little slumber party, we're telling stories, so that's what we're gonna do today. Today's story is just crazy. I was about to say off the hook, but like, who says that anymore? It's like the 2015s. So this happened a long time ago. I used to live in this place called the Summit, and it was like this really cool, like gated community in the valley. A few celebrities lived there and a lot of porn stars. It was a great location to live and it was really nice back then. My living situation was basically I got this townhouse and I did not like living by myself. I decided to get another porn star to move in with me. So, you know, we could be like roomies, have the same lifestyle, we just like get each other. So I had this new girl move in with me. She was really cool at first and we got along really well. We did a lot of stuff together. We partied all the time. A really big thing in porn is like we have to get tested every month. Back then we got tested every month. I think now they test like almost every 2 weeks. Like when I was getting out of porn, they were testing like every 2 weeks, you know, for STDs. And that's like a really important thing. And this girl was newer in porn. She hadn't been in porn for that long. And so, you know, I was kind of like teaching her the ropes about stuff. She was pretty slutty, let's just say that. She was newer and she wasn't like doing that many scenes. Like she wasn't getting booked a whole lot and she was just like going to the clubs a lot and like sleeping with random guys. And I kept warning her, I'm like, listen, stop sleeping with randos. Like, if you catch something, here goes you ever making money in porn again, like you'll be shunned from the porn industry. No, she didn't listen to me. She just kept doing it. And so I kind of like stopped liking her. I know that sounds really bad, but like I kind of started to not like her very much because the more like I got to know her, the more I realized like she wasn't that great of a person and she didn't seem to care about anybody but herself. Here I am trying to help her, not expecting anything in return other than like friendship, and she was just kind of like shitting all over me, you know, she didn't really care. So I was just like, you know what, at this point, like I'm done. She could be my roommate, I'm just not going to try to be friends with her anymore. But we would still have a lot of parties at our house and, you know, a lot of people would come over. So anyways, one night she comes home and she's crying and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I tested positive for chlamydia today. I so badly wanted to be like, I fucking told you so. Like, I told you so. I told her, don't go fucking sleeping with randos at the club. The amount of people that she was sleeping with off camera, like, it was just bound that she was gonna get something, you know. She wasn't like using protection. She was just being very stupid, and it pissed me off because me doing porn, you know, even though I was partying and having a good time and like irresponsible a lot of the times, like I wasn't irresponsible about the important things, which was protecting myself and all the other performers in the porn industry. I basically told her like, you're done in porn, like you'll never be able to like work again. Once people find out about this, like, you know, you're not gonna work. And chlamydia, you guys, is treatable. You take like some pills or a shot, I think, and you know, and you're fine, and then you retest again and you can work again. But you can't work when you have an STD. She was booked for a scene 2 days after the day she came home and told me she had chlamydia. She never told our agent, we had the same agent, that she had tested positive. When you go to the set, you have to bring your test. Well, her test hadn't expired yet, and she still had, I think, like 2 days left before her test expired on her shoot date, if that makes sense. Technically, she could have gone to set and still worked with her test. I knew she wasn't gonna do that because, you know you have something, you don't go up to a porn set and work and then spread it to somebody else who then, you know, is gonna work with someone else. And it's literally, if there is an STD in porn, it spreads like wildfire and it always comes back to that one person that tested positive, and then they're shunned from porn. Like people get really fucking pissed at them. Like, you know, I think one person like ended up moving to Thailand because people wanted to kill him. That's a whole other story time. I didn't feel bad for her because I had warned her. She basically went in and got the shots or the pills or whatever they give you. The 2 days had passed. We hadn't really talked much about it. A few days later, we're having this big party at our house and there's a ton of people there. Fucking motorcycles. We're all drunk, like having a good time. Her drunk ass comes up to me and says, I still did my porn scene 2 days ago. I was like, what? And she's like, I still worked the other day. Like she was saying it as if like she had got away with something and she was proud of it. And I fucking flipped out. Like legitimately, I flipped out. I like started throwing and breaking shit and everybody started getting quiet and just like staring at us like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? She basically just told me that even though she tested positive, she still went and worked that day. And for me being in porn and like knowing those risks, that like your dumbass just did that and now I can possibly get that, and same with all of the other performers in the industry. Did you really just do that? She did. She really did it. And I was so fucking drunk and so pissed, and she was just being such a bitch, you know, like such a bitch about it, like you know, acting like she's 12, like I got away with it, like haha. And I was like, you dumb fucking bitch, like I cannot believe that you had the balls to fucking do that. And I had so much rage inside of me, you guys, because not only did I warn her and then tell her, like, you know, that that's so bad that she can't do that. Remember that she's new, and I'm like sitting here teaching her and telling her like everything that she needs to know. She goes and does that, and I am like fucking pissed, like so pissed, you guys. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't believe you did that. How could you do that? And, you know, and she's just like, you act like it's such a big deal. I got my shots. Like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, it went away. And I was like, no. And we were like arguing back and forth. Like, when I say arguing, we were like screaming at each other. She was just being such a bitch, and I ended up fucking punching her in her face as hard as I possibly could. And I was drunk and I couldn't stop, and I just kept hitting her and hitting her. And eventually someone pulled me off of her, and there was blood everywhere. It looked like a freaking murder scene. There was blood all over my face. I basically broke her nose in like a fit of rage. It was very wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Like, it was very fucked up of me to react that way, but I was so angry, you guys, and so upset that, and drunk, and that was just not a good mixture. It was just a bad night, to say the least. She started crying. She left and probably went and stayed at a friend's house, and I was like, whatever, like, that bitch needs to move out. She's not living here anymore. Like, I can't stand her. I didn't like her anyways, and she's just bad people. Like, I don't want her here. And on top of that, I made a phone call that night to my agent telling him what had happened, and to make sure those performers that day went and got tested because she had fucking chlamydia. So to make a long story short about all of that, she was not allowed to do porn anymore. Nobody would book her. No one would hire her. She was done in porn. But this is where the story gets good. I am like passed out naked in my bed, and it's about probably 7 a.m. the next morning. We left the door open. There was always like a ton of people there. We had a party. So like, you know, there's people freaking sleeping in the bathtub, somebody like falling asleep on the toilet from being sick that night. It was kind of like a party house. And you know, there's just people passed out and drunk everywhere. Apparently my door was open. The police must have let themselves in. Those police officers probably had no idea what they were about to walk into that day when they walked into my house, I'll tell you that much. They were probably like walking over people to like get upstairs to where I was. I basically woke up to like 3 or 4 police officers in my room asking me if I was Shannon, and then reading me my rights. And I was butt-ass naked. So, like, can you please put some, they couldn't arrest me without my clothes on because they had to like put me in the back of a police car. I'm so hungover. So I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this bitch called the cops on me and basically is having me arrested for assault. And I just like couldn't believe it. I mean, I could, but I couldn't because I knew she was such a bitch that she'd probably do something like that. But I really didn't think she would do it. But yeah, I woke up to a bunch of police officers in my room. They all saw me naked. Once I put my clothes on, they basically arrested me and took me outside, put me in the back of a cop car, and took me to the police station. And they knew that I was a porn star. Like, this girl had said, like, she's a porn star. She printed out a picture from the main page of my website of me like butt-ass naked for the fucking police officers to go pick me up, so they knew they were picking up a porn star. It was just not good, you guys. Like, it was not a good situation for me, and being super hungover in a holding tank at the jail place like was a fucking nightmare. I ended up being released, like I paid the bond or whatever it was to like get released, but yeah, my roommate basically had me arrested. She deserved to be punched in the face, but I don't think I should have done that. I mean, looking back at it now, it was just not the right way to react. So I encourage you guys, no matter how much someone really pisses you off and you really want to beat the shit out of them, take it from me, don't do it. You don't want to end up in jail. It's just not a good feeling. It's kind of scary, and it's just not worth it in the end. Hope you guys learned something and might have been a little entertained from this story. If you like this video and you want to see more storytime videos like this one, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'm sending you guys all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video.